Fingernail.
Bear.
NRA.
USA.
Not really American. Was born in Hawaii. Got a fake birth certificate. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. That's what this stands for.
All right.
Yeah. Chemtrail cough. The internet sucks. Was that a legitimate cough? Sorry. We should say the title of the video now.
Yes.
Best states to survive SHTF in.
The best states.
Which this is also going to turn into the worst states to survive SHTF in. If you're near the water, by water I mean the big water, the Pacific, the Atlantic, or the Gulf, 80% of the world's population lives within 50 miles of the water, the big water. I see that as being a problem. And so we'll just start with the worst states. If your state is already SHTF-ish, bro, leave. They're doing terrible things to the unborn in a lot of these states already. You are a felon if you own this in a lot of states already. Or can he get it? Can he get it? Yeah, or that. What do you got? Yep, an assisted opening knife. Or this, because it holds more than 10 rounds.
Capacity.
High capacity. So if this is ringing any bells, you're probably not in a great state for surviving the end of the world as we know it, man. And I realize that I can say that because I'm not there, but I also want to say I've lived and worked in 38 of the lower 48. I've been all over the place, and some really interesting things. My feet aren't broken, and my vehicles work, so I can go wherever I want to. And I do have a family, an extended family, and I do have to earn money to feed my family. So while I understand the concept of, you don't get it, Bear, I can't just move, I would refute that with, yeah, you can. And as I said recently in another video, is this a hobby or is this a lifestyle? Because if it's a hobby, you stay right where you are, keep doing what you're doing, and I would pray to the Most High that you never have to actually use your skill, talents, abilities, your preps. If it's a lifestyle, move to this. See this? See this? There are no roving hordes of zombie masses here that are gonna show up and be a threat to me. Your first time here.
That's true.
Do you see what I mean by population density equation? There are enough people around that if I had to put a work crew together to make something happen, I could, but there are not so many people around that I have to worry about somebody showing up to do me harm. And I've developed strategic relationships with the people around me. So if you're within 50 miles of a coast, probably not a good place to be, which therefore leaves inland, right?
Absolutely.
So if you're moving inland, there are some terrible states inland as well.
Illinois.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. There's one. Bing. So going to the other side of the column, I have an affinity for the Ozarks. I'm not in the Ozarks. I'm in Arklatex, which is just south of Ozarklahomas, which is just south of the Ozarks. These are imaginary places I made up, other than the Ozarks. That's a real place.
True.
Right, but I'm within striking distance of the Ozarks. And so I like the Ozarks a lot because the population density equation is right. You can find land for a reasonable price. There is work to be done, and they are paying people to do it. And if you need a high-speed job, the Walmart corridor is chock full of high-speed jobs that pay all the monies, all of it. They pay all of it there, and here's the thing, right? It's like there are portions. We had a brother here at Patreon who came to visit recently, and we were hanging out for a day, and we were in certain areas of the Walmart corridor, and they are indistinguishable from his East Coast neighborhood that he lives in. I'm not going to OPSEC him,
Right.
but like it could have been any major area of the East Coast. There it is. If you need the brick facade and the $6 coffees, they're there. You need the private schools, they're there. But you can also live 40 miles away from that in this, and buy a giant piece of land comparatively for half or a third of what your house is currently valued at in the suburbs of some miserable city that you live in right now. So I like the Ozarks for that because it allows you to engage in real estate arbitrage, which I'm big on, because you should maximize your inputs as much as possible, right? So as little as you can put in for as much as you can get back out again. So there's that. There's the Ozarks. What about the big square states? You have an opinion on the square states?
Well, if you're into topo, I wouldn't go there.
Right?
They're
Kind of, yeah.
so.
Yeah. Well, you know what's in, never mind. You know what's in Nebraska?
They're not Buckeyes, so nothing.
Corn and white people.
Okay.
That's what's in Nebraska, is by and large corn and white people. It's been my experience. Yeah. Anyway, it's based upon my personal experience, corn and white people. So anyway, and do we even have to do the caveats anymore? Not saying that rice or wheat is bad. I'm not saying that non-white people are bad. You all know me. This is stupid. Listen, I love everybody. If you're an a-hole, we're not friends. I don't care what color you are or aren't, or your creed,
Amen.
nation, whatever. Content of character matters to me way more than who your dad was. Period, the end. So, and I hate that in today's day and age we even have to say that.
You even have to go there.
Yeah, you know, why do we need to qualify what we say to people all the time? Like, that's stupid. And maybe it's because we live in this fast food information world where it's so easy to just take snippets. We were talking about that earlier, right? It's so easy for somebody to take what we have to say out of context, because they're only going to give however long this video is this much attention, pull that out and go, oh, look at Bear, he's a racist. Whatever, stupid, which I'm not, by the way. So, all that being said, what states should somebody live in? Northwest Arkansas, Southwest Missouri, Northeast Oklahoma, Southwest Kansas-ish area. All that area is a good place to live. I know in Colorado you can't collect rainwater anymore. Like, that's stupid.
They're starting to get into the gun stuff too.
They are starting.
So
to
you can
get
smoke
stuff.
pot, but you can't have a semi-automatic rifle or things like that.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
you know,
Bad news.
bad news.
Bad news. Yeah, I don't like the gun laws in Colorado. In fact, when we were hunting for land, that's a really good point, because we were looking at land in Colorado, and I told Harmony, I said, I'm not moving there. Because when we uplift these Connex boxes from Texas and they land somewhere else, the moment that this thing crosses into the Colorado state, I'm a felon. I ain't doing that.
Right.
I'm not doing it. So Colorado was out, even though northern Colorado, southern Wyoming, that area is just gorgeous. I would. Yeah.
Western Montana.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Yeah. Tasha 8K is, that's where she's at, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Tasha 8K.
Hi, Tasha.
Everything she does is $8,000. That's what it starts at. It's $8,000, which is brilliant. It's a brilliant strategy. I'm gonna actually raise the $1 level is now, as of next month. Well, everything starts at 8K. So, yeah, it's gonna be great for business. No, I'm just kidding. Everybody simmer down.
But the loot boxes will be way cooler.
It's like an M60 for you. These are flashbangs and
Bunker for you.
Yeah, oh, this would be great. We should start doing like a negative prize too, where like you won the loot box and you get waterboarded.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Or like glitter bombed, or just like.
Well, you could glitter bomb the next loot box. That would add a whole element of tactical situational
And what
awareness.
if you don't know which one you won or didn't win?
Ooh.
Like, all you know is that your name got drawn. Ooh, I like this. It's a little nippy out here.
So you open the box wearing a plate carrier and a helmet.
Yeah,
Just because you don't know.
Yeah, one of those SWAT shields. Outside in the backyard.
The robot with the claw opens it. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay, so Idaho area, there's some stuff going on there.
Yeah.
Seems to be a good area of the world. Again, population density equation. You want enough people that you can form a tribe, that you can find groups of people to fall into, but not so many people that they're a threat to you when things get sideways. Because I think we can all agree here that things are gonna get sideways. Like,
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's just a matter of time. And what particularly does it look like, but it's gonna get sideways.
Sure.
Okay, so now what, right? Okay, have people, which we talked about, and where to live, which is, and I don't even remember whose question this was, so I apologize, but we'll just call this a general Patreon video. You're welcome, question mark. I don't know. And I don't know if that was snow or seeds that just fell out of the sky. I don't think it was snow, because the sun's clearly out.
It's another chemical attack.
It's probably the chemtrails again.
There's the contrail right over there.
Yeah, that's right. Look up there. We all gonna die. We all gonna die. I love the YouTube comments on that. It's like, oh, it's a chemtrail. Which the doctor at the doctor's office did say that it's probably allergies and that I'm probably allergic to something in the air. And chemtrails are in the air.
This is true.
So that could just be legitimately what it is.
Right.
So maybe it is actually a chemtrail cough.
It's not pollen, it's heavy metals.
Heavy metals. Nice. This video is so sideways. It's awesome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Actually, I was thinking from now on, when people leave stupid YouTube comments, I'm going to find a copy of the band Death has a song called Scavenger of Human Sorrow.
Okay.
And I'm going to link Scavenger of Human Sorrow in all the as a reply in all the comments of people who just leave totally stupid, you know, just, oh, you suck, bear. Okay, cool. Because the chorus or the pre-chorus is big words, small mind, behind the pain you'll find a scavenger of human sorrow.
That's great.
And
that's great.
I just think that it's perfect.
Yeah.
I just think that it is like, done. Start linking it in the description.
Right.
So anyway, where shouldn't you live? If the state is blue, I'm going to say probably not a good idea. Okay, what if you're in the Northeast? New Hampshire? Maybe. Live free or die. I feel like it's going to be or die there pretty soon, though. Like, you're getting surrounded by a whole lot of or die and a lot less live free in that neck of the woods up there. So, although New Hampshire's a beautiful state.
Right.
Vermont's a beautiful state.
Yep.
Maine is gorgeous. But
most of Jersey is really pretty.
Yeah, like west of 95 is
Right.
really pretty country in Jersey. And then it's not far from there, you end up in eastern Pennsylvania.
Right.
Which in the, you know, in the cities, but in the countryside out there is really pretty. But I think that there's a major issue with population there, because there's millions upon millions of people on the Atlantic coast. They can't press south too far because you're going to run into more people. I mean, 95 runs from Maine to the Florida Keys, right? I mean, it's you can't run north or south. You can't run east because the ocean's there, which leaves west. Right. Which means people are going to press into eastern Pennsylvania, you know, the western Carolinas. Like, it's basically when you get to the Appalachian Mountains, maybe that's where they start getting slowed down. And so a lot of people have asked, well, should I live in Appalachia? I think it's better to live there than Pompano Beach, Florida, for sure. Right. For sure, because there's fewer things that are going to, or I'd say there's more things that are going to make it difficult for people to get to you and pose a threat. And topography works in your favor as well, because there's hills and gullies and hollers to get into, and you can capitalize on all of that. But I really don't know, because then you get into, well, what about the New Madrid Fault? If I can't get across the Mississippi, then what happens? Lots of what ifs, right? And so that's why, like, the Ozarks are a good place. And I'm not saying that because I'm Pastor Joe's poster boy, which is another comment I get all the time on YouTube. And I'm like, you realize that's my pastor, right? Cool. Like, in real life.
Was that not supposed to be a compliment?
Right. But, you know, in the mouths of two or three is a thing established. And with my own observation and intellect, if I come independently to the same conclusion as somebody else, that's got to add validity to both of our opinions, right? Right. So I like the Ozarks for that. Man, I'll tell you this, I would look hardcore at where the nuclear plants around you, what is the direction of the prevailing wind, are there any strategic targets around you, the population density and the topography, and all of that would factor in for sure. So states, we're supposed to be talking about states.
Right. But I definitely would add, I would not buy property right outside of NORAD.
Yeah, good idea too. Don't do that. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, my 2 cents would be, if the common conception is move south, I would move north. If it's move east, I would move west. The rougher the terrain is, and the less hospitable,
the best words.
The best words.
That's tremendous.
That's where I would go.
Right.
Yeah, it may be tougher terrain, it may be harsher weather. That's a good thing if we're talking about the balloon going up.
Right. Barriers to entry. You need to look at it as a barrier to entry for the people around you. You do not, for whatever reason your property is convenient to you, it's convenient to everybody else too. So it's good when somebody comes to your property and goes, man, you're way back in here. Yeah, it's intentional. It's, you know, it's nice. So states, yeah, northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, that area, I really dig it. I really do dig it. Yeah. And it's, I mean, it's a beautiful area. It's very secure. There's the ability to, like I said, real estate arbitrage. You can get good paying jobs. You know, elsewhere, does that mean that there's not other places that you could live? No, not at all. And I think that pockets of survivability exist everywhere, but it becomes a probability game. So I would not be anywhere on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast, I would definitely figure out ASAP, okay, the balloon's going up right now, grab my stuff and go. Right. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, Bear, I'm gonna shelter in place, man, for a time. My plan here is to shelter in place, but the metrics of the situation here are different for me than they are for somebody who's within 50 miles of a major population center. I'm not, and just not. So that's much less of an issue for me as it might be if you're in the suburbs of Seattle or wherever, right? And I know we have a lot of Pacific Northwestern people here, and so right. Like, I'm concerned for y'all that where do you go? You're gonna go to, you know, where? Eastern Oregon, into the High Plains Desert or whatever that is out there where nothing will grow? Like, you need to figure that out now. I don't know. The best states to survive SHTF, it's kind of a misnomer. Because again, I think there's pockets of survivability everywhere. Right. But
it's away from the population centers.
Yeah.
So
not so far away though. Like I would not want to try and survive above the Arctic Circle in Alaska.
Yeah, right.
Hell no. It's like me and 2 seals and that's it, you know? And I'm going to have to kill one of them to eat it and wear it, and that leaves the other one to ride around, I guess. I don't know. Like down seal.
To hopefully have many children.
That would be some ugly kids.
No, the one seal gets the
not I mean,
wow, that got weird.
Is that where Navy SEALs come from?
Yes.
Is that okay?
It is.
Is that what Buds is?
I was kind of trying to not go right. there, being a Marine, but yeah.
That's what Buds is. Yeah. Oh, got it. It's a SEAL breeding program. This is the best video I think I've ever done.
The best one.
This is tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Yeah, man. There's definitely areas that are less feasible than other. And again, for me, it's a combination of population density, inherent resources in the area, which I call carrying capacity of the land. Look at that chemtrail. That one's serious. The topography and just the, man, can't be any zombies if there's no people, right? Flip side, can't be any teams if there's no people either. So you really need to get that equation right. Here comes the assault chickens. Look at them.
Speaking of zombies.
Yeah, they're assaulting up a hill. That's bad for them. Don't you understand how that works? Like, no, we're chickens. My wife, you can testify. My wife just bought more chickens.
She did. Little bitty ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did.
Yay, homestead. 20-minute video about what? Just, don't live on the coasts.
If your governor rhymes with Jerry Brown, get out.
Yeah, yeah. If you can't own a magazine that holds more than 10 rounds, you live in the wrong place. If there's a debate over whether or not we can kill this baby after the abortion was not successful, get out.
Out.
You live in the wrong state. There's too many people around you. If it takes you an hour to go 12 miles in your car, you live in the wrong place. Get out. And yeah, it takes sacrifice. It can be done. I've lived everywhere. I've done most of the things. I have a young family. It can be done. It can be done. Prioritize and execute. Cool. Shalom.
Shalom.